Alright guys, welcome to the first of the motorbike cruises on the channel. I'm sure I'm going to take you guys on a few of these throughout the lifespan of this channel, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. But today I want to talk to you a little bit about why I decided to go with a Suzuki DR-Z Supermoto. So first reason is really the reliability. I mean, I've heard a lot about a lot of other bikes, and there's certainly some really great bikes out there to go for, but I think a pillar or a staple of the Suzuki DR-Z, specifically the motard, is the reliability of the bike. I certainly don't ride the bike every day. It's not my daily, and I want to make sure that every time I do jump on it, the thing's going to start, and it's going to run right. And DR-Z certainly needs its upkeep and its maintenance, but it's a staple of the DR-Z. You see many reviews out there about how reliable they are. You still need to do your oil changes on a regular basis, and change your oil filter, air filter, all those sorts of things. But it's definitely a reliable bike, and it's renowned to be reliable. There are other bikes out there that are a lot more powerful. Don't get me wrong. There's bikes out there a lot more powerful in the same sort of design. There's people out there, KTM motards. These things are absolute weapons. But yeah, the DR-Z specifically is it's got enough power to get you in trouble. It's got enough power to have fun on. Whether you're a intermediate, beginner, expert, whatever it might be, it's a really good level. They're a really great bike to ride. They're in a good position. You're not uncomfortable after going riding. There's a lot of positives to them. I first fell in love with them when I went over to Thailand and hired one probably 5 or 6 years ago, and absolutely fell in love with it. And a mate of mine bought one, and I was jealous of him, so I knew I had to get one soon after. And I haven't looked back. It's been awesome. I've always been someone to ride dirt bikes. I'm 30 now, and I think I started riding when I was about 5 or 6. So, I wouldn't say I'm a beginner rider, but it's not like I'm riding every day. I certainly know how to ride, and I don't ever get bored of the amount of power or what the DR-Z has to offer. But you're going back to, I guess, other bikes out there that have more power. Like you think of, you see some of the guys in the States or around Australia that have WR450s that they've turned into motard bikes, and these things are absolute weapons. And Yamaha certainly are a reliable bike too, but the DR-Z is certainly a reliable bike, and I haven't had any issues with it myself, so certainly recommend it to anyone. I would eventually love to get a WR and turn that into an absolute weapon, because I know you definitely can. My old man's got one with dirt bike setup, knobbies, and the thing's absolutely crazy. It definitely has much more power than the DR-Z, but for around town, around the road, and just to have a bit of fun on, the DR-Z is certainly what I needed, and I'm sure for a lot of you guys, if you're out there looking, it's in my mind the perfect option. It's a cruisy bike to ride around, and as you can see, it's just lapping up the streets at the moment, and not like I'm fanging it around too much, but definitely cruisy. I've got pillion pegs on the back too, so my missus can comfortably sit on the back with no dramas. There's enough seat on the back seat for her to sit on. So it's a comfortable all-rounder bike that I'd recommend to anyone. Another great feature about the DR-Z is parts are so readily available. You can jump online, whether it be eBay, Amazon. You've got engine covers, engine parts, you've got plastics, aftermarket exhausts. You've got pretty much everything at the touch of a button. It was the lever, the shifter lever that actually smacked into the engine cover the other day and got a crack, and I actually had to order one, and I ordered one within about probably 30 seconds, bang, paid, done, and it ended up coming in about a week. So I know there's a lot of parts out there for a lot of different bikes, but you jump online, the DR-Z's got absolutely everything. So just talking about a couple of things that I have done to the bike since owning it. I've put an aftermarket exhaust on it, and it is a cheap one. It's one I got off Amazon. I know a lot of people are going to probably turn their nose up to that, but for me, it's done the job that I needed it to. From my experience, exhaust the upgrade's given me enough power that I need, and probably from here's the next step for me. I'd love to do what's called either, I think it's a 3x3 or a 4x4 mod, where you open up the airbox and it just gets a bit more airflow. So that's probably the next step for me. But you speak to a lot of the guys that are in the know. They certainly harp on about needing to have the right exhaust for that upgrade, which is completely understandable. For me, I feel like the exhaust I've got is suitable for that, but potentially when I go down that route of doing it, I might buy a proper FMF or something similar to really make sure that upgrade is worthwhile, because I understand there's also potentially some negative aspects of doing that modification, and it can impact your fuel economy and a few other things too. So yeah, definitely something to consider, but I'm keen to try new things and keep changing things without spending a crazy amount of money. It's an endless pit sometimes when you're spending money on bikes and cars, but it's all in good fun. And the DR-Z, I get so much enjoyment out of it, with my missus too. And I definitely recommend the bike for anyone that's, as I said, either a beginner or just wanting a bike that you can jump on and not have to worry too much. It's definitely that perfect mix. All right, guys, thanks for jumping on the blocky with me, and I'm sure you guys are going to see many more roads like this, much better, hopefully, around Melbourne, Victoria, and maybe even around Australia. Who knows? All right, guys, stay tuned.